I must have false memory syndrome. I must have. Because my memory of this album that I've not listened to in many, many years, I mean, probably a decade, my memory of listening to this debut is being in London in, I thought, 1985, when I left college and went there to do a theatre job. And it was my first time in London. And I lived in East Ham with a load of others in a flat, some flats. And I remember being a little bit, ooh, it's a big thing, this. And remember that this album was one that I listened to regularly, along with Astra, Asia's Astra, at the time, thinking that's great. Something extraneous off my beard there, see that? So I thought I remembered waiting for the tube, or waiting for the train actually, the tube or the train, at East Ham Station, and waiting having a coffee, and listening to this on my, not even CD Walkman, it would be other brands were available, but it was one of those tape things that you clipped in. It was small and neat, and people tended to like it. They tended to come up and say, that looks nice, clipped on your belt. I've had something similar recently. It was a heart monitor. So that's how elderly I now am feeling. Anyway, this is the first album from the marvellous FM, who were never this poppy after. The next album after this is Tough It Out. But this really big poppy album is apparently released in 86. Are you sure it's not 85? Are you sure it's not? Can't quite believe that. I have a real memory of listening to this in 85 and it being a bit of a cosseting thing for me, thinking things are all right. So there's a lot going on at the moment. You know, you've got the show to do and all of that, and you're settling into a new place, and you're only 19. Oh, blimey! But I thought this album was. Hopefully, somebody in the comments will say to me, "Well, actually, it was released in 85, just at the end of 85, because it would be at the end of 85-ish." Anyway, it's great, isn't it? Mainly, actually, and I don't think he was as influential. In fact, I thought he'd gone after this album. It's another false memory I've got. I thought Digital had gone. And I've done a bit of research. I've done some research, folks. Can't believe it myself. Cannot believe it. And it looks like he actually was there for the next couple of albums. Tough It Out and Aphrodisiac. Has he gone by taking it to the streets? I think he stayed there for that one. Is that the order they're in? I mean, I become less interested in FM after this one, but then I picked it up recently, and it's great melodic rock, isn't it? But this is great melodic rock pop, and I've got some notes that I'm making, so I'm looking at them down here. Eyes going down there and all of that. If I get a bit glassy-eyed, you'll know why. But I mean, tracks like That Girl, which is so American influenced, it's got the guitar and the synth together beautifully, and that big AOR pristine chorus with a one-note synth in it. Because, you know, Toto have done it. We might as well. Big solo as well. Love all that. I mean, this is the kind of album that makes you think, well, it's a real band album. It's not, isn't Steve Overland good? No, it's a real band album, this. But I think Digital is the most influential here. So the other great track here, I mean, the one that really led, although I think That Girl, didn't Iron Maiden do a version of that? Didn't they put it out? I don't think it was an A-side, but didn't they put it? I think they did. But this, American Girls, with those American girls, it's great. It's got that insistent synth note again. It's got a very important sounding solo, actually, almost as if they're saying, well, you've heard that poppy chorus. Now here's the proper stuff. It is so good. That sing-along chorus. It brought me there again to a place where I thought I was, but I probably wasn't. Listening to this album, it's Face to Face is great. It's got those sleek power chords, synth backing that you could hear in the charts in 85 and 86. I mean, this is the time of take these broken wings, but it's also the time of high top sneakers bopping along, isn't it? Bouncing off walls and all that. Now, I have to say that track Face to Face has a sort of, well, right in the middle here, we could just drop in this pop chorus, couldn't we? It might sound a bit odd. Just do it. It sounds all right. It does sound really dropped in, but I don't mind that. And then we've got things like Other Side of Midnight, which is lovely. High top sneakers. I mean, really, you know, white high top sneakers. Those ones that you could see in a dark alley, that sort of thing, shining out. It's so beautifully done. It's got such a bright feel. It's beautiful. And it's got a triumphant solo, as if to say, this is great, isn't it? Let's just top it with this. This is like a statue of Rocky in the song. Then we've got Heart of the Matter. That finishes the album proper. I mean, it's been released several times since, and there have been other tracks on there. But it has a big riff. Got a nice big riff to it, but that twinkly chorus always brings you back to the sweet and bouncy pop. The doubled solo is nice and short. I love that. And it's just lovely. By the way, we've got that kind of, the sort of melodic rock, almost bat out of hell type synths for I Belong to the Night. And those blocky synth stabs halfway through, they really make something. It's not a guitar album, this, at all. It is, it's a rock and pop ethos album, but it's actually a synth album. It's Dige's album. And I absolutely love it. And listening to it again after all these years takes me right back to where I thought I was, but probably wasn't. Ta-ta.